What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another episode of Super Retro Geek. And today we're actually going to be talking about newsreaders. And if you're not familiar with what newsreaders are, bottom line, there's just a way for you to read all your news in one spot. Now, there are many newsreaders available for Google Play Store, uh, but there's just a few big ones, one of which being Flipboard, which is pretty, but I don't think it's the best out there. There's just not too many options, and it's not as easy to see all your news at once. And there's another one called Post, which is my absolutely favorite newsreader. And here are a couple of reasons why. The first thing is it's just really simple. I mean, as you can see, I could actually see all the news categories, news websites that I subscribe to all at once. And that's easy. I mean, whereas like Flipboard, you see pieces of it and you gotta constantly flick through page after page, and that just takes a long time. Here, I could quickly glance at stuff, and if there's something that I want to read, I just have to click on it. Which is wonderful. I like that. That's my favorite part. And let me show you how that looks like. So, okay, I wanted to read. Let's just say I wanted to read this right here. And what Post Newsreader does is it actually formats it from the actual website, the link where this comes from, into the Post Newsreader. So here you get a little preview of it, and then you can actually look at it. You can either look at the whole article by clicking on the image above, right here, or you can just click on View in the Web. And what the Post Newsreader does, it's kind of like its own browser. It's actually pulling in the whole article from whatever website it's from, but it formats it in the Post Newsreader so that you never have to leave the Post Newsreader. Now, some news reading apps, such as a HTC Blink feed, it looks cool and everything. It's kind of similar interface. However, whenever you want to click on the news, it actually takes you to an external browser to read the news, which is inconvenient. So this is a lot easier. So the Post Newsreader does a great job of formatting it in here. So, and within each article, you can actually, as you can see, you could like it, you could comment, you could even share it, which is real cool. So these options over here, you could like it right here, you could comment, or you could share it. Um, and also, you could also flip through news articles here as well, just like Flipboard, you know, um, or you could just look at all of it at once if I accidentally clicked on the image. Now here in these three dots right here, you could actually open it up in a browser if you want. You could actually save the whole article. You could actually you could change the font and the brightness in case you're reading at night, which is real cool. So this is really a reader's app, a newsreader app. So these are for people who really love reading news on a digital device. So here are some of the things that you could do. You could actually add different channels. That's what they call it. So if you want to add a new channel, you could just add a new one. You can edit existing channels, meaning you could check or uncheck the ones that you want available on this channel. Um, or you can have multiple channels like here. Now, if you don't want to, if you only have a few channels, you know, it's fine for you to just aggregate all at once if you'd like. You know, me, I like to keep things separate, but it's nice that they give you the option to do that. So now, if you wanted to add more channels to it, you could always scroll down and click on Find More to Follow. Now this is the tablet interface, but there shouldn't be too much different with the phone interface. But what I like about what they have here in the Find More to Follow, it's very simple. And so the first thing they're going to do is give you some recommendations on new channels that you might like. Um, but there's also here, this is what I like. Post Newsreader has a whole bunch of websites uh, for each category, which is wonderful. So you have a large assortment of channels within each category which you can add. I can't say that with every newsreader out there, but Post has done a great job in doing that. Now, if you know a name and you don't want to have to flip through it, you could always do search and see if it's available. So if I typed in slash here, see it already come up, you know. So let's type in Geek and see to show everything with Geek on it. So very intuitive, very easy, and you just click on a plus sign and it'll add it to your channels, which is, I can't see it getting any simpler than that. So now, in terms of other features that it has, if you look here in this little picture of an image, you can put your picture in there if you want. So you could actually sign in with your LinkedIn account. And for those who didn't know, LinkedIn actually bought posts earlier last year. Now, your actual settings, it's kind of, it's not very intuitive. It's kind of hidden. So you have to click on your profile image first, and here's a little settings gear. And here you could connect this to your Facebook, Twitter. You could read this later if you have a post account. You could have notifications. I've turned it off because I really don't want to get notified of new stories. You could adjust the uh, font size, the style, and whether or not it's in night or day mode. So if you like to read at night. So there are many, many options here. So, but when it comes down to it, uh, posts is just mainly meant for people who love reading news. So all the features, all the interfaces, everything, it's meant to make it as easy and as quick as possible for you to get your news. And that's why it's my favorite newsreader. So that's it for this episode of Super Retro Geek. If you had any comments or any suggestions of apps that you want me to review, please put them below. And please also click on the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next episode of Super Retro Geek.